Welcome to yet another special episode on the Businessverse. I am your host, Chishinji James. We have a special topic for today, and this week is a new and fresh, also because it's the first and it's the beginning of the year, and we are in January, so we're going to be looking at topics that are going to help you as business owners, those that want to actually participate in helping the economy grow and also making your own lives become better. We have a special guest. I say he's special because, one, he is actually a director of a company called M Chartered Accountant Limited. So he's a man that is more into finances as well. And he's the president of the Kitwe District Chamber of Commerce, and he's the board chair of Workers' Compensation. So he knows what we're going to be talking about. Let me introduce you to Mr. Mbambiko. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to have you around.
Yes. Yeah. I must appreciate that we started our interaction on a lighter note, the music. Maybe before we can talk about money and stuff, have you ever thought about commercializing your talent in singing?
So a few people have said that to me, that maybe I must go the Kate Kalumba way. You know, Kate Kalumba produced some...
Oh, his album. Yes, I saw.
Yes. It would be good if I did. I think the challenge is, I know I've written music, a song once.
Yeah.
So because I don't write music, that becomes some kind of handicap.
Oh, okay.
So the only thing that I'm able to do is I'm able to play
the
guitar and already existing songs done by other people.
Okay.
And my favorite songs that I really enjoy playing, the songs done by, the late Manu Lemena.
Yes.
Kif Mlevu.
Yes.
And which other guy existed during the time? This gentleman who is a Lozi chap. I can't remember his name. That uses Lozi chap. So those are the songs that I can play very well, and I think I enjoy playing them. They it's like you're playing the old favorite.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. So if I had the right to reproduce them,
yes.
Likidi Longa, that's the name that I was trying to remember for my good relative, Lozi cousin friend of mine.
Yes.
So if maybe one had the right to replay them,
okay.
I really don't mind,
doing this. But you pay so much attention to the message, the details. As you play the guitar, the string, you make sure everything is working well. Is this the motivation to your success in the business and financial industry?
Look, I think that bit of life really helps me, relax and just wear another kind of jacket in life.
Okay.
Now, besides that, I think it'd be interesting to know that I do ride my bicycle also very well.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you came on a Saturday and you found me on the road, you think, what's wrong with this guy? If I'm in the good mood, I'm feeling good that day, and the wind is okay, the weather is okay, I can ride my bicycle up to Ndola and come back.
Okay.
Yeah. But otherwise, I ride up to Baluba, usually up to Baluba and back.
Yeah.
So that gives me some good 60 to about 80 Ks, over the weekend. So all I'm saying is I want to keep myself busy.
Okay.
And keep myself busy, relax, and wind, and do things that make my life enjoyable. So I want to have fun in life. Once I stop having fun, even in business, if I must stop having fun, doing some business and there's no fun, I'll stop it.
Okay.
That's it.
So the fun has to be there in the
fun
business.
Must be there.
And I want to start from 2021. The UPND administration introduced, remember, the export of avocado and others. And you gave out a statement that you supported that idea because, one, in your statement, you said it will broaden the tax band and also create employment and increase the value of the exports that businesses are sending out from Zambia.
Right.
What is your belief in local businesses, the establishing of local businesses by local entrepreneurs?
That's a very important question. In fact, I've been saying to myself this week, as I've been reading about people complaining about power, and you can see people from all walks of life complaining.
Yeah.
And I've said to myself, this is where you refine leadership.
Yeah.
Because leadership is one which does not waste any opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly, you don't want to waste, something that appears to be risky.
Yeah.
You take advantage of every opportunity that becomes open.
Yeah.
The word I'm looking for is a crisis.
Yes.
In leadership, you don't waste a crisis.
Okay.
A crisis is an opportunity for business. So as we hear about, for example, this, the power and lack of, the power, and I'm saying to myself, this is a good crisis.
Yeah.
Good crisis because this is the crisis which ordinarily, brings about business. And I think I want to say to us as Zambians that, look, if you want to have a start, you probably are stuck and you don't know how do I start business? Where do I start from?
Mm-hmm.
Look out for a crisis and be a solution in the crisis. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't go for already existing facilities. Someone, let me be a copycat. No, look for a crisis.
Yeah.
And once you say crisis, stick in there and provide a solution.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that's an amazing tip that he's actually bringing out. If you are watching us and wondering what kind of a business can you start, which field, he just mentioned, look for a crisis.
Look for a crisis.
And the solution is you.
No, the solution is you.
Okay.
For example, in town, today I met someone and they were saying, look, Uncle, I make some, door frames. I am stuck. I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to him, you are stuck? He says, yes. Now where do I find the business? I said, fine. What else goes with the door frame? I'm sure if you found people selling bricks, that bricks obviously means you build a house.
Yes.
And you can't build a house without a door frame.
Yeah.
Get a partnership there.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it, that's what business is. Look for a crisis. And once you look for a crisis, provide a solution. If in town you can't get good lunch, for example, you vote around and you can't get good lunch, define what lunch do you want.
Yeah.
And if there's nothing, there is a business opportunity
for you.
Tap it.
And there's a fear of trust. I've seen a lot of people that would see an opportunity, go in it, get employees, but they're scared to let the employees explore themselves in that opportunity.
I totally do agree. Someone has said, again, if I can remember the words very well, it is only what you inspect which succeeds, not what you expect.
Oh, okay.
Two different things.
Yeah.
Inspecting and expecting.
Yeah.
Inspecting means, therefore, that you need to either be present or controls in place, which will show the employees that you are present, even if you are not present.
Yeah.
So once that is in place, it addresses the matters of trust.
Yeah.
Talking about how easy is it to trust someone in this day and age? Obviously, it's very difficult to trust anybody.
Yeah.
And later on, to trust someone with your resource, with your money. Yeah. It's not it's not the easiest, because money is the easiest thing that can easily evaporate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to trust an individual, there are quite a lot of things that must be done. Put mechanisms into place to ensure that if you have invested, at least because of the mechanisms, you can find a trail.
Yeah.
And you are able to monitor then your investment. It's what you inspect which succeeds, not what you expect.
Interesting. So basically you're saying they look for an opportunity.
Yes.
And then create a system.
Yes.
And then now they can give the power to the other employees.
It's very, very key.
Beautiful. Now, the third part I would want you to also shed light on is, as a president of the Quito District Chamber of Commerce, I've followed you keenly. Because as an entrepreneur, I want to see how supportive are you to our projects. And I've come to realize, as we spoke behind the scenes, that your expenses have become less than the income. And you made it clear. The target is not to make more profit, but to be sustainable. Now, talk to me about financial prudency. As an accountant, as an experienced board chair, how can startups and people that are already in business manage their finances to make their businesses succeed?
I think that's a very important question, and one wishes we could have had maybe hours to discuss.
To discuss, yeah.
Yes. I'll tell you, that is so critical, in my view, to running businesses and succeeding in businesses.
Yeah.
Many of us, once you have access to money, and it changes the name from money to shinga, then it excites you.
Yeah.
Your eyes begins to, flip.
What can I buy?
Then you're in trouble. I think what is key is to ensure that money is looked at as a tool.
Okay.
A tool to achieve something.
Okay.
And not something that we must excite ourselves with.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very, 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 very important. And I've seen that quite a number of our young people, even the old people alike, really get completely overpowered when the money factor comes into place.
Yeah.
I also want to give a very some example, of my own experience.
Yeah.
Which from time to time I said to myself, this could have been my father's contribution.
Okay.
Now, when I was in Form 2,
yes,
my father wakes up one day and he says to me, "Sonny, for some reason I have confidence in you and your ability to handle the finances."
Yeah.
I said, "Thank you very much, Daddy. What do you want me to do?" He was running some business.
Okay.
So he says to me, "Look, your big brother and your big sisters, including your mother, don't know where I keep the money for business.
Yeah.
I want you to know where I keep the money for business." Okay, nice. So he walks me into his bedroom, shows me the keys
Yes.
to the safe.
Yes.
Says, "This is where I keep the safe. No one knows where I keep the safe. You are the only person that knows. If I die, at least I can trust that you pick this money and you not be selfish."
Yeah.
I said, "Thank you very much, Dad." He said, "No, besides that, dress up." So I dress up and we ride into town, Bacchus then in town, in Kitwe here. We go to the bank and says to the bank manager, "I want this boy to be a signatory to the amount, to the account.
Yeah.
That the two of us are signatories. He can sign, I can sign. He can take whatever money he wants. If he wants, it's up to him." Now, that was huge trust the old man did. I was just in Form 2 then. So he made me a signatory to the account. And from Form 2, I went into university. The old man retired. He put his retirement into the account.
Mm-hmm.
He left the retirement account with me.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to the village. I was at university, completed my 4 years.
While running the business?
No. He had now moved to the village.
Yeah.
He picked up another life in the village.
Yeah.
But he left the money in the account. And the account was with me. And he told me, if I want money, I'll ask you to send me some money.
Okay.
For 4 years, I kept his retirement into this account. Now, it was quite a good amount of money.
Yeah.
And at university, I keep joking and saying, "No, I was not too bad looking as a young man."
So you had the flow.
So in other words, I mean, if I had said to the girls, "Here is money,"
You attracted the
who
stars.
could have resisted? But thankfully,
Yeah.
for the 4 years, not even once did I pick a penny out of the account.
Nice.
I kept it. When I started working, my first pay I put into the account, and I sent the account to the old man. So I had kept that account for well over 6-7 years. Not even once did I pick a penny out of it. What that did, come to the question, is it taught me how to treat money. And ever since I've played with money, it could be maybe, millions of dollars or whatever we may call it, doesn't excite me. So the secret to success with the money is money must be used as a tool and must never be allowed to be an exciting item to us. And if we can get to that level where we are not excited by money, then success is sure. But for as long as money excites us, when we see it, it becomes shinga and we get excited, success becomes very difficult.
So I like the idea that, so you basically are teaching us that it also matters with the character that you're building towards
It's extremely very, very important. And I use that, and I've used that wherever I have been.
Okay.
Including, the chamber, as you stated much earlier on, it's not there to make profits. That's not its aim.
Yeah.
But at the same time, although it's not there to make profits, it's not there to become bankrupt. No. So you need to manage it in such a way that you don't suffocate the reason why it is there.
Yeah.
Why is it there? To provide service to its members.
Yeah.
And that the chamber must never ever deprive its members of the service.
Yeah.
So you run the resources in such a way that the services are being achieved, the members are happy, but you also have control over the money.
Because what better way than to teach its members to say, as your association, this is how we have managed your resources.
And to reinforce on that, the issues of corporate governance are key. They are very important. If you did ask me the question, what do you think is your biggest asset?
Yes.
My biggest asset as me.
Yeah.
Something that I cannot allow no one to play around with. I don't care who they are.
Yeah.
Whether they could be the highest person in the land or the lowest person in the land. I can never ever allow them to play with my asset number one, integrity. That's my biggest asset. That's my balance sheet. On my balance sheet, it's integrity. That one, no one is allowed to play around with because it's risky if they attempt to.
Yeah.
Yes, they attempt to play with it in my life.
Then you walk away. You can't be part with it.
It becomes a war of don't be.
Yeah. Before you kick us out of here, the last part I want to talk to you about is on taxes.
Right.
You would agree with me that, yes, there are reforms that are being made here. One of the reforms that the administration has made is the tax band, where those making below 12,000 pay 0% on taxes.
On the rentals? You're talking about the rentals?
No, the turnover tax.
Okay. Yes.
Those that are earning below 12,000 now will be paying 0% instead of 4%.
Right.
The point that I'm trying to make is that, yes, they are making these efforts to make sure that the environment becomes conducive for business to thrive.
Right.
But there have been recent garnishing.
The subject of garnishing is one which is a pain to our businesses.
Yeah.
And it is so badly done. And I think we must emphasize that currently, in the state in which ZRA has been handling the garnishing, they have mishandled it very badly.
Yeah.
And I think as a business community, we have made this plain and clear to ZRA that we do not like the way they administer their garnishing activities. There is a law in place, and there's a way in which garnishes must actually happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the young men and young ladies in the debt recovery unit do not follow the guidelines of the law. They often take the shortcuts, and those shortcuts are detrimental to business.
Yeah.
I think it's something that we've discussed with the commissioners. We brought it to their attention, not once, not twice, more than 3 times.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to get to grip with it. We don't understand why. Because what the commissioners on top believe is not exactly what the young men, in the middle lane do.
Yeah.
The people that garnish actually carry out activities which are not rightly carried out, which are also a shock and a surprise to their superiors, the commissioners. So it's unfortunate, but we are hoping that we can get to a point where, things will be done rightly. And we hope we are on that path, that things could be done rightly. I mean, the kind of regime in which we are operating now is a good regime, which allows things to be run normally okay. We know that the whole thing is a process, and the process takes a little longer, but at least the regime has defined itself as, a regime that gives you, if you want to do business, it's all up to you. If you want to starve, it's all up to you. If you want to make bucks, it's all up to you. So, and that's the kind of right regime you want to live in. You don't want to live in a regime where, you think that is a privilege of the few. No. So the regime under which we are, it's a good regime. So we are hoping that in this good regime, the taxman will also come on board.
Okay.
In fact, let me take advantage of that question and just say, in Kitwe so far we've suffered with our big boys, the Mopani and KCM.
Yeah.
The cases haven't yet been settled.
Yeah.
Because of the way, the previous team totally mishandled these two mines. And I think, speaking on behalf of the chamber, even when that regime was in place, I never shied away from having to point out that what they were doing was actually detrimental to the well-being of...
And you still speak up?
Yes. And we still say they did things, I don't know, what they were seeking to achieve.
Yeah.
And as a result of the bad decision that they took, now the new regime is having to find it difficult to unwrap those bad decisions in Mopani and KCM. And the end result is us as business people having to suffer.
And in closing, there was a concern.
Yes.
Business communities were saying, if the tax regulator is owing these big mines, and the big mines are owing the small contractors, and then they garnish the small contractors for failing to pay the taxes,
right?
Are we being honest in the business?
In fact, our argument has been the fact that the big boys, the mines, can't pay us.
Yes.
We now can't even pay our wages. So if I don't even have the resource to pay the wages, because I haven't been paid by the big boys, why should this statutory body come with tons and bricks on me?
And say they're shutting you?
No. That's totally not acceptable. Thankfully, we had a discussion around the subject.
Yes.
With both Minister of Finance,
yes,
and the Commissioner Taxes. In fact, he was representing the Commissioner General. And Minister made it clear and said to Commissioner ZRA, can you please sit on the table and resolve these matters? And we have since sat with ZRA on one or two occasions, the commissioners, and discussed with them, engaged with them. And we are hoping that we can find a solution to the garnishing, that the garnishing must not happen in the manner in which they are happening.
Yeah.
Secondly, that if I am owed by Mopani hasn't paid me.
Yeah.
ZRA must also not kill me.
Yeah.
They must look at me in a different spec.
Yeah.
And that's something that we are having to work on. And we really are hoping that, hopefully maybe in this first quarter, that we shall harmonize all these activities, so that at least for our members in Kitwe, for which we advocate, if our members are owed monies by Mopani, including KCM,
yes,
the statutory bodies must not kill our members.
Yeah.
No.
Do you think there's hope, though, for business growth?
Yes, there's hope. At least the beauty is where there is opportunity to talk, that's cool. It just becomes terrible when you have some dictator who can't talk to you and who can't reason with you, or you're dealing with guys who can't reason with you. Yeah. But I think the team that is in place is a good team because you challenge yourselves mentally. And that's fantastic because then you can talk and you can come to reason together. Yeah. I think there's nothing better than that. Yeah. That's wonderful. But we are hoping that by coming together and as we chat, we obviously will also make conclusions, which conclusions are actionable.
Yeah.
Because again, if we don't take things into action, then we just become a chatterbox. And we don't want to just be chatting. Yeah. We chat, we conclude, action. Chat, conclude, action. And we hope that the team that we have, obviously there are quite a lot of things already which they have done, and we hope that this can be one of the other things. Yeah.
Mr. Mbambiko, thank you so much for joining us in the show.
The pleasure is mine. It's a privilege to have a chat.
Okay. Yeah. This year, we'll be looking at how you can start a business to the moment when it flourishes to give you enough finances. We'll get you experts to explain all the policies, principles, and systems that businesses would require in order for you to succeed. And today's episode was one of them, where Mr. Mbambiko explained 3 major things. Take crisis to be an opportunity, be prudent with your finances, and make use of the tax and environment regimes to succeed. This has been Businessverse with me, your host, Chishinji James. But before we go, take a look at the financial tip of the day.